Pakistan Senate to kindly declare the proceeding of the 30th Senate meeting open.
Bismillah. The 30th Senate meeting open. Discuss.
Thank you, sir. I request Dr. Mohammed Bilawal Usmani, Assistant Professor, Humanities Department, recite verses from the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وعد الله الذين آمنوا منكم وعملوا الصالحات ليستخلفنهم في الأرض كما استخلف الذين من قبلهم وليمكنن لهم دينهم الذي ارتضى لهم وليبدلنهم من بعد خوفهم أمنا يعبدونني ولا يشركون بي شيئا ومن كفر بعد ذلك فأولئك هم الفاسقون صدق الله العظيم. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Allah has promised those who have believed among you and done righteous deeds that Allah will surely grant them succession upon the earth, just as He had granted it to those before them, and He will surely establish for them their religion which He has preferred for them, and that He will surely substitute for them after their fair security, for they worship me, not associating anything with me. But whoever disbelieves after that, then those are rebellious disobedience. May Allah give us complete understanding according to the path of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
May I request all members to rise for the national anthem.
I would like to warmly welcome
Mr. Zia Pasha, the Pro-Chancellor of any university and Minister of Work Services, Dr. Singh. I would also like to extend very warm welcome to the following new members of the Senate. Mr. Mohammed Munib Mahmood, Secretary Universities and Board, Professor Dr. Muzaffar Mahmood, Mr. Asim Murtaza Khan, Engineer Mohammed Abbas Sajid, Professor Dr. Shahid Hussain, Professor Dr. Mohammed Mubashir Khan, Professor Dr. Mohammed Suhail, Professor Dr. Mohammed Shakib, Professor Dr. Maaz Akhtar, Professor Dr. Mohammed Dawood Hussain, Professor Dr. Abdul Hai Madni, Professor Dr. Farooq Hassan, Dr. Mohammed Wasif, Dr. Maryam Alam, Dr. Kashif Ahmed, Dr. Uzair Ahmed, Dr. Mohammed Uzair Ahmed, Dr. Fahim Reis, and Dr. Kamran Zakaria. So you all are welcome. Since you're the new members of the Senate, you're all welcome to the Senate.
University Senate was held on 26 June 2021. The minutes of the meeting after approval by the Pro-Chancellor were issued on 24th August. The minutes were circulated amongst all the members of the Senate and no observation have since been received. The copy of the minutes is placed from page 2 to 19 as required under Rule 3(6)(b) of the Rules of Business for Senate meeting. The minutes of the last meeting are now placed before the Senate for its consideration and confirmation. Item number 2. The next item is the report on action, which is placed on page 20 and 21. All necessary action has been taken and no matter is pending.
Item number 3 on the agenda is consideration of the annual report. In accordance with Section 14B of the University Act 1977, as amended in 2018, dealing with powers and duties of the Senate, the annual report for the period 2021-22 will be presented to the Senate for its consideration and approval. With your permission, sir, may I request the worthy Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sarosh Rishmat Lodi, to kindly present the report, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Qazi, and Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It is my immense pleasure to present the annual report of the university's 6th time. Even though I must mention here that this is the 28th consecutive meeting that we have had every year. And above all, this is a centennial year also, so indeed it's a big pleasure for me to present the university annual report for the year 21-22. Sir, as we have always been trying to become the leader of the institutions in Pakistan and abroad, and we have crafted a mission to be the leader in enabling Pakistan's social and economic development. As a result, our mission is to acquire education and research excellence in engineering and allied disciplines to produce leadership and enabling application of knowledge and skills for the benefit of society with integrity and wisdom, and you will soon see the implications of this vision and mission. I'll start with the university ranking, and alhamdulillah, as in the previous years, we have been perched very high among the university ranking. I'll talk about 3-4 different ranking systems. The first is the most reliable ranking system in the university, the most respected one is the Times Higher Education, and it is based on the SDG compliances, and we are ranked among the top 600 to 800 universities in the world. And on top of it, quality education, which is SDG 1, we are among the top 200 universities of the world. For clean water and sanitation, we are 600 among the world. And for industry, innovation, and infrastructure, climate change, and responsible consumption and production, we are among the top 300 universities in the world. So as far as the QS ranking is concerned, the Asian ranking, we are among the 350 to 400 universities in Asia, which is about 2.5% of the total 12,000 plus universities in Asia. The RUR ranking, which has been recently announced by Clarivate, we are perched at 932nd positions with 615th position in diversity, 475th position in research income, 914th position in share of international students, 615th position in international level and institutional income, and per academic staff is at 114. About the UI Green ranking, which has recently been started a few years ago, we are among the 413th ranked in the world, and you can see that among the areas of water, setting and infrastructure, transportation, energy and climate change, we are perched very high. As far as the academics are concerned, we have 6 faculties, each headed by a dean. We have 27 different departments offering 29 undergraduate programs, 54 master's programs, and 22 PhD programs. They are all approved by the Higher Education Commission. And as a result, we have now offering a total of 105 different academic programs. This is the distribution faculty-wide. The Faculty of Civil and Petroleum Engineering has 4 departments, and all of them are offering bachelor's, masters, as well as PhD programs. The exception is petroleum engineering, where we're trying to get the NOC, and inshallah we'll get very soon. For Faculty of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering, once again, 4 different departments. All of them are offering bachelor's program. 3 of them are offering different kind of master's program, and 3 of them are offering PhD programs. And in the Faculty of Electrical and Computer Engineering, there are 5 different departments offering undergraduate, postgraduate, and PhD programs in different disciplines. The Faculty of Information Sciences and Humanities has 1, 2, 3, 6 departments, and they all offer different undergraduate programs. They offer several master's programs, and all of them offer PhD programs. And the Faculty for Chemical and Process Engineering has 6 different departments offering undergraduate programs as well as masters as well as PhD programs. Only 2, the Metallurgical Engineering and Food Engineering, have yet to start their PhD programs. For the Faculty of Architecture and Management Sciences, which is a relatively new faculty, we have 2 departments administering 4 undergraduate programs, 4 master's programs, and 1 PhD program in architecture and planning. So let me give you the statistics about the students. The total students, the applicant this year, were 18,310, and we have given admissions to 3,806 students, and at present our current enrollment is 12,209, making us one of the largest engineering institutions in the country. And last year, 3,209 students have graduated, obtaining different degrees. As far as the application is concerned, you can see that 15,808 applicants applied for the admissions at the undergraduate level, 2,306 at the master's level, 196 at the PhD level, making it a total of 18,310. And out of that 18,310, only 3,806 were given admissions, so you can imagine the competitiveness. Out of 15,000 undergraduate applications, only 2,562 were admitted in different undergraduate programs, with a female population of 43%. I think this is some kind of a world record. I'm not claiming anything, but that kind of female students in an engineering institution is probably unheard of. In the master's program, we admitted out of 2,500, only 1,187, and out of 196 applications in PhD, we have offered admissions to 57 students. The current enrollment as of today stands at 9,354 for undergraduate. At our Thara Institute of Engineering Sciences and Technology in MITI, we have 62 students. At a master's program, 2,588, at PhD, 205 students are currently pursuing their PhD, making it a total strength of 12,209. The graduation that took place last year, 2,292 undergraduate, 899 masters, 18 PhD, a total of 3,209. I must mention here that last year we have set a record in Pakistan in any engineering university, giving the highest number of degrees at a time. And I'm hoping that you break this record this time, inshallah. So the convocation was held in 2 phases because of the COVID conditions last year. The morning session was the postgraduate graduation ceremony, which was chaired by the the then Governor, Mr. Imran Ismail, and Mr. Najib Harun, the Chairman, Pakistan Engineering Council, was the chief guest. Then we had another session in the evening, where the Honorable Chief Minister chaired the session, the convocation, and Mr. Muhammad Ismail Rahu, Provincial Minister for Universities and Boards, was the guest of honor, and the chief guest was Mr. Hussain Daud, Chairman of the Hercules Corporation. So these are the few glimpses of our two convocations that were held last year. These are the pictures of the 8 PhDs that we had awarded last year. Coming to the scholarships that we have been offering, you can see the number. That number, the total number of scholarships, the total amount of scholarships that was offered last year was 207,439,000 rupees. This is the highest ever that we have dispersed, and I must thank the respected organizations in which there is a lot of alumni contribution. You can see about 68.5 million rupees came from the alumni alone. Obviously the Essa program, the HEC program, Zakat Ownership program, Sindh Higher Education Commission, and the Duty Society is an internal mechanism. So in all you can see, and this I must mention, as number has risen from 165 million last year to 207 million last year. I must praise the contribution from alumni associations, and I look forward to increase this number. Right now, we are supporting about a little more than 23% of the university currently enrolled students. They are supported through the scholarships. As far as the student internships are concerned, 1,736 internships were offered, 37 study tours took place, 189 final projects were sponsored by the industry, and for the job placement, there was 361 interviews during the last year. So this is a phenomenal number, and I must praise the Director Industry in Asia for putting all the efforts. It means that almost every day we had one interview on campus for recruitment of our graduates. So these are some of the industrial partners that have come here, and you can see that most of them are very leading industries in the country who have hired our graduates last year. I'll just quickly go through them instead of reading all the names, but you can see that all of them are serious industries who are working in different capacities. In order to make our students more connected with the community, there is a compulsory community service that the students have to spend at least 40 hours in community before they are eligible to graduate. This year, the same thing continued, and you can see that the Human Rights Commission, Al-Mustafa Trust, Hawar Trust, Al-Khidmat, Selani Trust, Indus Hospital, and Essas. These are some of the leading places where our students went and spent some time to do community services. There were a lot of others, but there were a few worth mentioning. As far as the international students strength is concerned, we have 52 international students coming from different countries. Afghanistan, Sri Lanka has the largest number, and we have Somalia and Sudan as well. And 6 students of NED University during their undergraduate study went to US on an outbound exchange program, whereas we have received 100 students from different universities all over the world to spend some time at NED University. And so these are the glimpses of some international mobilities of the students who have visited different places in the world, and the different kind of activities that they were involved. So as far as the extracurricular and co-curricular activities are concerned, we truly believe that there is a lot of learning outside the classroom, and that is why our Department of Student Affairs, headed by Dr. Riaz, a very able young man, has done a lot. You can see there's a long list which I hate to read, but you can see, and the details are provided in the annual report that is provided to you here, that these are the different festivals and the drives that were conducted to engage students outside the classroom. Followed by the competitions in the different contests, and we are talking about co-curricular activity. I'll talk about sports a little later. And you can see that we have debating contests, we have videography and calligraphy, and other things where we have involved students outside the classroom. Awareness and advocacy, where we invite different guest speakers to come and talk to the students, and we also provide students to get into different kind of healthy activities. And you can see here, once again, there is a long list. And this list obviously is long. I don't want to get into the details, but I'm sure you'll find some time to read through these details. As far as the visits and tours are concerned, once again, we encourage our students to go to industrial visits and other visits so that they are engaged all the time. So these are the pictures of some extracurricular and co-curricular activities which is organized by our services department, and the students are very active and they take part in a very enthusiastic manner. So as far as sports is concerned, I must mention the support from the government of Sindh. They have provided us a huge support to build our infrastructure, and I think we have got some of the finest sports infrastructure in the country. And you can see as a result, we encourage a lot of sports activities, and you can see that these are some of the sports events that took place on NED University, where the tennis court was used, the girls' gymnasium, the cricket ground, the boys' gymnasium, and all the activities which involved students at different levels. So, and this list goes on. You can see the dates and the events that took place. We have a floodlit cricket ground as well. We have a tartan track for athletics. We have a polygrass for football. So, alhamdulillah, there are a lot of activities that takes place on our campus. And you know, these are some of the activities where NED University was able to get to the podium. NED University's boys team in the inter-university's Zone G, they participated. Then the boys and girls team in HSC Inter-University Athletic Championship, they were able to win medals. And then there are other activities where NED University has participated and had performed well outside the campus. So obviously students are the backbone of the university, and whatever we do, our main goal is to develop an all-round personality of our students, and we try our level best to do so by involving them in teaching, research, as well as activities outside the classroom where you see the glimpses. And obviously the backbone of all these activities are faculty members. Right now we have a total of 538 faculty members, out of which 56 are professors, 58 are associate professors, 219 are assistant professors, and 205 are associate lecturers. 14 faculty members are international faculty members, most of them were Chinese. We have a dedicated research staff, 127. Out of 538 faculty members, 231 are PhD holders. And the number of our faculty engaged in different programs pursuing their faculty are another 105. And this year, 15 PhD faculty was added to our faculty strength. So this is the geographical location and distribution of our faculty at different places. So you can see there's a large number, obviously, for Pakistan, China, Australia, Canada, and US, and UK. This is where the biggest chunk is. We do get a large number from Malaysia as well. So you can see here that over the last, I would say, 13 years, the rise in the number of PhD faculty, from 53 faculty PhD faculty, the number, alhamdulillah, risen to 231, and you can see that number is increasing progressively, and that is the assurance of the quality of the faculty that we have. The overall statistics, if you see here, they're out of 538, 231 faculty members are PhD holders, which makes it 43%. And once again, in the last 5-6 years, you can see that from 35 to 43%, the number has increased. The faculty, obviously, apart from doing research and apart from teaching, is also involved in different services. So 16 of our faculty members are editors and associate editors at different international journals. 18 of the faculty members are on the advisory board, 20 of 27 different journals. 103 faculty members have reviewed papers of 216 journals. 18 faculty members has acted as conference secretaries, chair, and convener of 16 different conferences. 60 faculty members have reviewed 24 technical conferences papers. Similarly, 42 members remained session chair and moderator in 15 conferences. 96 faculty members presented in international conferences. 40 plus faculty members are representing NED University in different statutory forums of 30 plus universities, and 40 faculty members are the members of national or international bodies, boards, or think tanks. So, and we are actively involved in public service. We are engaged with the government and private sector organizations for providing them help. You can see that there is a large spread of organization that the university and faculty work with along with their students. And once again, you can see that there is a lot of variety that the faculty and the schools work with. University is, the faculty, as I mentioned, is representing NED University at different statutory bodies in different universities, and you can see here that as far as Karachi International University to universities in Sindh, the faculty representation is there and on statutory bodies. Sir, and there is a long list of faculty awards, national and international. Once again, the details are provided in the report, so I'll just very quickly go through this report here. And you can see that there is a lot of international awards that the university faculty has earned. And I must mention here that Dr. Muhammad Uzair was declared as the best student body advisor by ASHRAE, Pakistan, and Sayyid Ali Ahmad Naqvi was awarded the best research award at the University of Technology, Petrol, Malaysia. Sir, Alhamdulillah, faculty along with their students are heavily engaged in research. There are 23 different research centers, 223 projects are ongoing right now, research projects worth 1.704 billion. Faculty has published only this year more than 500 research publications, out of which 383 are JCR indexed. We have, as I mentioned earlier, 127 dedicated research staff, and we have held 9 conferences. These are the 23 different centers who are dedicatedly full-time working in research. So as far as the research are concerned, you can see that there are 9% of our research is internationally, 19 projects are internationally funded and 204 projects are nationally funded. However, money-wise, 18% of our money comes from the internationally funded projects and 82% of the money comes from the nationally funded projects. As far as the funding proportions are concerned, you can see here that 61% is pure research money, 18% is funded by the industry, and the national centers are getting grant from the federal government, that is 21%. Similarly, if you look at the external and internal funding, a large chunk of our funding comes from external sources. 93% of our research funding is coming from outside NED University, and only 7% is coming out of the university's own resources. So once again, the JCR Index Journal, as you can see here, the number is increasing consecutively for the last 5 years, from 157 to 335. So the faculty is dedicated to research, high quality research. The university publishes 4 journals which have got high ranking by the Higher Education Commission and by different international bodies. And we have held 9 different conferences this year, and these are the glimpses of some of the conferences that were held. This is the list of the 9 international conferences that were held during the reporting time, which is from July 2021 to June, May 2022, obviously June is not included. Sir, we also partner with the Sindh Higher Education Commission to do Pakistan's largest research source showcasing exercise, where 341 stalls were there displaying different projects, research projects, industry oriented, and out of which 113 were from NED University. And NED University partnered with the Sindh Higher Education Commission to design and execute this research showcase. So as far as the university support functions are concerned, library is an integral and important part, and you can see the statistics that we have more than 100,000 books, hard copies of the books available. Then we have access to 217,000 plus e-books. Faculty and students have downloaded more than 260,000 research papers, and then obviously we do a lot of spending on our research literature. So as far as the quality assurance is concerned, we are ranked among the topmost quality assurance departments in the country. We have secured 96.7%, 96.17% scoring by the Higher Education Commission for the year 21. And our quality assurance department has conducted 15 different seminars and trainings, out of which 590 people were trained. So NED University Academy is another important component where the continuing education is supported for the professionals, and they offer different kind of short professional courses, career enhancement certifications, postgraduate diplomas, postgraduate certificate courses, corporate trainings and vocational trainings. And so 5,000 plus people got advantage of these training programs, and they have offered more than 180 different trainings, and the university was able to earn a revenue of 55 million plus. So university advancement and financial assistance is another department. They are engaged with the university alumni. Apart from that, they are also part of engaging the industry and the alumni. We had a total of 28,300 members of our alumni association, which is registered with the university. So as far as the internet technology is concerned, obviously at this time the universities cannot function. At the time of reporting, we have the ED-ROM, which is globally accepted network, and I'm surprised when some of the delegates from the conferences came from as far as Gibraltar, and they were so happy that the cell phones were automatically connected to ED-ROM. We are part of that PERN connectivity. And at the time of reporting, our bandwidth was 774 megabytes per second. Now it has enhanced to 1 gigabyte per second. So during the COVID time, which was a difficult time, our medical center played a pivotal role, and 5,884 people were vaccinated through the help of Government of Sindh, and 255 people got the booster doses. 763 students were provided treatment at the OPD at the medical center, and 2,356 employees got some treatment. Employees or their dependent got the treatment here. Sir, I must also mention that we have been very religiously following our statutory body schedule of meetings, and as you can see here, we have had Senate meeting every year for the last 27 years. So this is the 28th consecutive meeting of the Senate. We have planned to have 4 Senate meetings every year. The last time we ended up doing 6. Academic Council 4, we did 5. The Board of Faculty, Advanced Studies and Research Board, Finance and Planning Committee, University Development Working Party, the Affiliation Committee. We follow a calendar and we religiously make sure that all these statutory bodies are met. So we have a National Incubation Center, which is a project supported by the Ministry of IT through their IGNITE program. And you can see here that we're trying to train people in entrepreneurship and innovation. And so far we have incubated 8 cohorts. 197 companies were incubated, out of which 88 has graduated. 55 are under process. They have been able to raise 3.2 billion rupees. Obviously, this is for the startup. This money doesn't come to the university directly. And then the investment was raised to 4.4 billion, and this has been able to create 94,000 plus jobs. One of our biggest success is Baikia. Baikia was incubated at NED University. So outreach and research, outreach and networking is concerned. We have good collaboration with a lot of different organizations in technical collaboration, and you can see here that some of the leading technology companies are working with us. These are the glimpses, some of the glimpses of the MOUs and the things that we have signed to work in collaboration with different organizations. Then we have had a lot of visits from the prominent people. The Vice Chancellor of a global university was with us. We have representation from China, from JICA, from Belgium, and from University of Nottingham, UK. So there is a long list of people who have come here, showed their interest. Some of them have signed their MOUs. And worth mentioning are Mr. Faizan Mansoor, the Chairman of Pakistan Regulatory Authority, Air Marshal Ahmed Hassan, the Deputy Chief of Air, Brigadier Waqar Rizvi, Commander Interior Cortex, and then once again I don't really want to go through the list, but the details are provided in the report, and you can see that they have shown interest, they have come all the way, and we have been working with most of these organizations who have visited here. So the university is very, very conscious about its alumni and the alumni networking, and hence they have been very forthcoming in supporting any university in planting trees, in developing, in solarizing the universities, and in maintaining the university infrastructure. So some of the details are given here. That one of the biggest chunk is obviously the scholarship, which I mentioned, 68 million. Then 70 kilowatt was supported by Mr. Ashraf Habibullah. Then we have got $17,000 funding for different campus, and then we are working on different projects here. University feels that this is socially responsible and it must contribute back to the community. So we have started different programs, and one of the programs is exploring invisible diversity in collaboration with the British Council and the Cardiff University. University is engaged into different programs at the with the unfortunate part of the people of the community. We have developed a program of digital independence, and especially we work with the children in school in Thar and other remote areas of Sindh, where we train them for different skills so that they can earn their livelihoods. Sir, we have declared Friday as our healthy Friday, so no motorcycle, no car is allowed on campus. It becomes a pedestrian day to promote healthy activities. We had celebrated the 23rd of March in collaboration with the Pakistan Rangers, and I think this was the largest celebration in the city on the 23rd of March. Sir, one of our departments, and several other departments who do these kind of activities, as Aftar for the needy people. Then outcome-based education, we have matured quite a bit, so we extend support pro bono to a sister institution, and this is the picture that we have taken where some of our faculty members went to University of Sindh, Jamshoro, to conduct a training in OBE. Sir, STEM education is one of the most important aspects where we would like to engage students at the early age in science, engineering, technology, and maths, and that is why we do these kind of activities so that the school students could come in and experience for themselves what engineering is all about. Sir, our students of the architecture department was involved with the government of Sindh in developing plans for the Manola Harbour, which was later developed, and it is a beautiful site. And I would encourage the members to go and spend some time there. University provides shuttle service, and this is through the courtesy of Institution of Engineers, Karachi Centre. That there are 3 shuttles, buses which run from at different locations in the campus to facilitate student mobility. Then we have a fleet of 20 buses which fly to different locations in the city for our student pick and drop. We have 2 big water purification centers where 10,000 gallons per day and 5,000 gallons per day capacity, where we provide good quality drinking water, not to our students, staff and faculty, but to anybody who wants to take it. We have a baby daycare center as the number of female faculty is increasing. Very recently, through the support from Anglo Energy, we are augmenting that baby daycare center. Sir, we have a Kawasji school also, thanks to Kawasji family who has sponsored them. There are 200 students, mostly coming from the low economic background, studying at this school, and at a very subsidized rate. So then I've already mentioned we have already planted 14 different urban forests at different locations on the campus, and all the support came from different alumni of the university. Sir, being very responsible university, we don't throw a drop of untreated water to our sewers. We have a sewage treatment plant where the water is recycled, and some of the water is utilized for gardening, and the rest of the water goes back into the drains. There are, sir, a few special mentions that with the help from the American Consulate in Karachi, we have started an English micro access scholarship program where the students of the school are trained into English language. Sir, very recently I had the honor to visit the UNESCO headquarters in Paris, where NED University was awarded the a UNESCO chair in Sustainable Urban Region. It's obviously a great honor for us. It took us 2 years of rigorous exercise so that we are able to earn this coveted positions. So we already have a campus in Thar, and this year we have started a program in civil engineering, and we intend to start our mechanical engineering program very soon, for which the government of Sindh has allocated about 1.6 billion rupees and 340 acres of land. The construction has already started, and this year I'm thankful to the Secretary Sahab and the Chief Minister Sahab that they have made a massive budgetary allocation so that we can finish this project this year. So I must assure you that we'll try our level best to finish the project this year, inshallah. So we had come of age 100 years on the 26th of August, and as a result, the government of Pakistan has issued a commemorative coin of 100 rupees and a postage stamp of 10 rupees. And this is the glimpse from the stamp inauguration. The seal is being pasted by the Honorable Chief Minister, who is assisted by the representative from the Pakistan Post, and they are ably supported by our office bearers from NED Alumni Association. So, as I mentioned, that we have some of the finest sports facilities. Recently, we have inaugurated the floodlights on our campus, where a friendly cricket match was played between the NED Alumni Association, NED Alumni and the Vice Chancellor's 11, and obviously the Vice Chancellor 11 lost because the Alumni Association was captured by the Honorable Chief Minister. So we have no option other than losing the match. So we have gone into a public-private partnership with the Pakistan Football Federation and a private company called Global Soccer Ventures, and they're investing $12 million to develop the state-of-the-art stadium and allied facilities on our ground, and the Pakistan Football League will be played on our ground. Sir, we are also developing a technology park where I think this will be a very unique opportunity for the industry and the university to work together and lies together. And this is a public-private partnership project of about 8 billion rupees. I was invited or provided an opportunity by the government of Sindh to present this project in Dubai Expo at the Investors Conference. And this is the picture that was taken here. The project is almost complete. The request for proposal will be published very soon. It is going through some administrative process, the approval of TFAC and all those things which have been done. So hopefully, in less than 2 weeks' time, we will publish the RFP, inshallah. So we have developed the payment gateway with the help from Bank Al-Falah, so students can pay online without going into any difficulty, and they can use different kind of Visa and MasterCards also for the payment as well as the debit card. Sir, as you may know, the Chinese is being taught as a compulsory course in this university for the last 5 years. Now we have added that either Chinese or Turkish, the students can choose, but this is a compulsory language course that they have to choose. We are supported by the Turkish consulate in Karachi, and this is the first batch of students who enrolled into the Turkish language program. We have about 200 students who have enrolled into Turkish language programs. So we are trying to engage with the industry, and we have 2 big companies called Dream Big and Unami, and we have working with them to develop a workforce in semiconductor devices, and we are training about 150 graduates of any university who have been assured a job after the training, and this is in collaboration with one of our leading alumnus, Dr. Naveed Shehbaz, and these 2 big companies, Dream Big and Unami. So we're trying to engage the university and industry with the industry as much as closely as possible to make sure that we create not only the good quality graduates but a seamless integration, and we do and both the industry and the university understand their needs and requirements. So I've taken a long time. I'm just nearing the end. This is the glimpses of our alumni event that took place on the 9th, 10th, and 11th of this month. And there was a large number of alumni gathering on the last occasion. I think 2,500 people attended the last event. So it was a complete 3-day activity of engagement. So the university finances and the KPIs, we had, and obviously the Director of Finance, once we present the budget, we'll go into the details. But you can see here that we have a recurring budget of receipts of 3.511 billion and a total payment of 3.6 billion, and we'll end up with a slight surplus of 1.118 billion. Once again, we are in good condition. For self-finance, obviously there is a distribution mechanism that we go through for our UDWP projects, which are the minor development projects coming out of the university's own resources. You can see here that we have received 157 million, have made a payment of 155 million. For research, we have received 412 million. These are coming out of our self-finance money, and we have spent about 404 million. The Center for Continuing Education, 86.5 million was earned, 85 million were payments, so there was a saving, out of which 30 million came to the university as a profit. So these are the 6 development projects which are ongoing. The 21st Water Center, which is coming out of the Karachi package. The latest news is that 100% disbursement has been done on this project. This is funded by the federal government. The food engineering project is funded by the government of Sindh, which is nearing its end now. The Kamyab Jawan program had just started. Only 200,000 rupees was received a couple of days ago. The girls' hostel, which is badly needed, was part of ADB last year. However, no disbursement could be made, but I'm confident that this year we'll get some amount of money. For Thara, I've already mentioned that it was 1.6 billion rupees and 100% allocation has been made for this year, but this is on up to 30th of March 2022. Similarly, the project is another project which is now part of PSDP, which is 1.5 billion for development of infrastructure at NED University. So our investments in the funds, you can see here the NED University Endowment Fund has risen to 2.707 billion. Our Ministry of Science and Technology Endowment Fund for IT research is 346 million. These are the investments. The Umer IT chair is 251 million, Rafiqi endowment at 6.8 million. Our pension fund, alhamdulillah, is touching 2 billion. Actually, the latest figure is a little more than 2 billion. And the benevolent fund is 134 million. The research fund is 227 million. And the UNPWP investment, which is with us, is 267 million, making a total of almost 6 billion rupees as investment in different forms in the different banks. So cost per student is a very challenging thing, and you can see here that progressively the cost per student is increasing, and this year it has come out to be 293,000 per student per year. And this is a daunting task. This is a fight, a challenge which the entire university together had to go through. And even though the Sindh government has almost doubled the grant of the university, actually more than doubled the grant, but obviously we heavily rely on the federal grant also, and I'm hoping that at some time later the federal government will be in a position to augment the grant that they've already promised, and I'm looking forward. Otherwise it will be very difficult for us to make the rules meet. So I think this is the last slide. I've taken a lot of your time. But these are the important KPIs that we keep an eye on, the faculty to staff ratio, which is right now, previously it was 1.3, right now is 2.9, 1 is 2.9, and we plan to reduce it to 1 is to 2.7. The faculty to student ratio is 1 is to 22. The income generated, you can see here as a total revenue is 50%, 52%. Previously it was 51%. We are hoping that we improve our resources so that it jumps to 55% next year. So similarly, self-generated income as an expenditure is 47 billion. You can see that previously it was 51%, but as the cost is increasing, our grants are frozen. This is what I was trying to mention in the previous slide. And you can see the cost per graduate is the student pay 34% of the total cost. The remainder is subsidized by the federal grant, by the government grants and university's own income. And the salary is obviously the biggest bill, which is 69% of our total expenditure. And you could see here that we have been very cautious. From last year, it was 74%, it has reduced to 69%. And non-salary expenditure is 31%. With this, I come to the end of my presentation and I thank you all. Sir, I can open for discussion if there is any.
Master's programs and the statutes for the PhD programs. And of course, the details with respect to the respective titles are very much mentioned in the regulations which are approved and amended time and time at different occasions by the university syndicate. So this is the second amendment that's been brought in the statutes. The third one is again very much important, is that in earlier days, certain services being extended by the university, especially to the students, the cost of the service, like for example issuance of the documents, the price was also mentioned in the statutes, like 5 rupees or 4 rupees or 10 rupees sort of thing. Now obviously the Senate meets every year, once a year, whereas the syndicate meets every quarter after 3 months. So what we're proposing is that in the statutes we would replace the figure as any amount to be prescribed by the university syndicate from time to time. So this is how, whenever an amendment is required, we would take it to the syndicate, and through a discussion, the syndicate would get it approved, whatever the cost of the particular service would be. So this is the thing that we are bringing in the changes. Moreover, there were certain missing links, especially with respect to the leave and the pension. So obviously there was one concluding clause that anything which is not available in the government rules would be followed, but somehow there were certain rules which were highly needed with higher frequency. So that's why we are doing nothing but adopting the government rules as it is without any amendments, and then we take in the statutes. Lastly, another thing that we're doing is that in the initial days, almost in 2013, we have been asked by the Higher Education Commission to frame statutes for the ORIC, Office of Research, Innovation, Commercialization. And based upon those directives of HEC, we did frame some of the statutes, but obviously the statutes were not properly framed at that moment in time. I may say that they were very much concise and they were not very descriptive, which was the requirement of the statute. So based upon that, those ORIC statutes are being reframed and they are available on page number 41 to 44. So these are the major changes that we're doing. And I may mention that all these statutes were placed earlier before the university syndicate, and the university syndicate, in accordance to section 16(2)(r) of the University Act, is empowered to review the statutes and make the recommendations to the University Senate. So based upon that, the syndicate has reviewed it completely and recommended to the Senate for the consideration and approval. And Senate, under the section of 14A of the University Act, is empowered to approve these statutes. So all these statutes are placed before this August House of the University for the consideration and approval. Thank you, sir.